Yo, 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 what's going on, y'all? Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. We Break Records, this your boy DJ FullAffect live on it. Check it right about now, man. You already know it's the Live in Effect with DJ FullAffect Fridays. Got exclusive, very dope exclusive interview from St. Jaimz, independent artist, R&B sensation. Yo, man, been checking out this artist new music. When I tell you guys, when I tell you guys, throwback, the covers, volume 1, yo, just that title alone, yeah, it's definitely it's definitely a dope EP. I appreciate you, St. Jaimz. I'm gonna go ahead and add you right about now. Give me just a second, Doc. Mr. 365, what's going on? We Break Records, man. Yo, man. I hope y'all week was dope. Appreciate y'all for checking in. If you hadn't already, checking into our whole lineup. We got a whole week. It's been nothing but dope shows and interviews, man. Trust me. Y'all definitely stay tuned in, stay locked in. I'm gonna go ahead and add you in just a second. Where you at? Where you at?
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all.
What up?
Doc, what's going
What's
on, Doc?
the business, man?
All is well. All is well.
What's up, Effect? What's up, Effect? How you doing, man?
All is well, man. Good to see you, Doc. You're looking handsome.
Oh,
Looking
that's
great,
what's
man.
up. I see you, boy, got the locks going on with him.
Hey,
Hey, I wish
how's
I
it
had
going?
hair back. I wish I had my hair back. Man, it sucks.
It kind of makes you miss it just a tad bit. Just a tad bit.
Huh?
I said, make you miss it just a tad bit. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Okay.
Okay. But yes, sir, man. I appreciate you for tapping in with us. It's going to be a dope interview, a dope show. Just want to speak a lot more about you, your music, what you're doing. And I want to say just thank you once again for just tuning in, man, for tapping into our frequency, tapping into our vibe. Um, Now, I've been introduced to your music. I've been introduced to your ways. Thank you for also having me to tap into your show, tap into your live. You was playing some of the timeless music that I grew up on, that we all loved from our parents and their foreparents, their forefathers, and whatnot, that have definitely listened to the Satellites, Gladys Knight and the Pips, from James Brown to
Mhm.
the early '70s, 80s, uh, I mean, you can go on and on and on, even Taylor Burt. I mean, just to listen to those guys, it just brought back, not like, music is very powerful. It don't matter where you are. It don't matter where you've been at. If you just press on that record, it'll bring back 10 years of memories that you just forgot about. You know what I'm
Right,
saying? If you
right.
just sing a little, it'll bring back 10 years of just like, yo, I was in the car with such and such when I heard this. I was walking, in the park when I heard this from my mom and dad, or my brother just having a long talk, or, or my lady friend, I was just, my boys and my fellas just, drinking a beer, or, I was with such and such, so just by tapping that button, just hearing, the sounds of the melodies, or just, conversation. Um, how is music so much in your life that it's you can just press on one of your records and be like, I remember where I was at this You know, when I was writing this, can you talk a little bit about that?
Oh yeah, well, music. I think music is without music, where will we be? A lot of us.
Turn up.
Just a lot of the things that's going on in the world. Uh, I think music motivates you to get up. Sometimes you don't want to get out of bed. Sometimes you put your favorite record on and gets you ready to get up and get to the day. I mean, it just it's
Okay.
around. It's been around since obviously the creation of time, and and obviously prior to that, when you hear about biblical stories and how
Mhm.
Lucifer was the minister of music in heaven, and he was overseeing the choir of whatever and all that stuff. So you think about all that stuff and how far it goes back and the power of music. People get real, even in this industry, people get real, it gets real insane and crazy at times. Something ain't even happened yet, but people hear a good record, they go, and the dollar signs, the energy, the
Okay.
negativity, the arguments, the fights over something you ain't even got the bag yet, and y'all arguing over it because
Right.
the record's so hot. You're like, oh, we about to get, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all of that stuff, intertwined into uh, today's reality of music and the business and the way the digital age has changed everything. It's just it's trying to uncover the messiness of this business now. The music industry has become very messy if you look at it. The whole
Right.
industry has become messy because it's so many rules, do's, don'ts, how do you get this, how do you do this. It's gotten crazy, but I just like to strip all of that politics, all of the BS away, and just get straight back to the essence of the music.
So that's a good segue. So who is St. James? Who is St. James to the industry? Who are you presenting? Who is St. James? Who are we? Who is he?
Okay, I'm just a regular dude, man, that just loves music and likes making music. But ultimately, man, I'm trying to get. I don't like all of the whole pedal stools, narcissism aspect of the
Right.
industry, because as soon as you start buying into that narrative, you're arrogant. You think you're all of
Mm-hmm.
that, like you lost your way, or I don't got time for it, man. At my age, I'm too damn old to be caught up in what people think about me, and that motivated me to be something I'm not. I'm focused on this music because people are needing this not just my style or what I'm doing, but music that really touches their soul, changes their
There you
lives,
go.
and allows them to make it through a very tough time. Especially our people, man. Our black people are going through much greater fight than other races in this country. Even people that's coming from foreign countries like India, the Middle East,
Right.
Africa, Somalia, places like
Right.
that. Immigrants that come here that are allowed to come in here now.
Talk about it.
They're not going through the same struggle that people that have been living here for generations are going through, man. They come into this country and they're allowed to get certain privileges that we've been here our whole lives and our families have, and we can't even tap into the economy. Such a lot of middle, and I'm not saying nothing against those people because they have a right. This is a free country, so to speak. They get to come in here and have an opportunity to make it like anybody else. But there's no reason why our people aren't more advanced in terms of our struggle, in terms of our stability as a people. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Right.
Music is the only industry where a lot of people can really make a living. I'm trying to
Mm-hmm.
get away from all of that nonsense and focus on bringing that music to people, to the masses, and at one person at a time. Not look at if I make some big noise and I break into a mainstream situation, so be it. But gaining one person at a time that never heard what I do and what I'm doing, because it's not about me, it's about the music. And I say that for real, man, because a lot of people get caught up in the artist and not the music. I want you to get caught up in my music and not me, because you get your feelings hurt getting in my damn business. I'm personal. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about it. So how did you get started in your music background? So where did you get started?
I've been singing since I was a kid, and obviously through school, instead of playing sports, I was in ensemble, glee, choir, group singing, talent shows. It was all about the music. And then I went to the military at 18, and about 20 something. The '90s groups were real relevant back then. Jodeci, Boys the Men, Shy, Silk, all them cats was killing the game. So, you know, everybody wanted to do that. So I did that. So, and then ended up singing background vocals for Joe in the 90, 93.
Okay.
And so that's how I started. I just fell in love with the music game and the industry. And of course, with all that comes all the stuff that comes with it. But, you know, and the struggle, man, because the record deal was the pursuit. Everybody's been pursuing a record deal instead of trying to deal with the records.
Point blank intuitive into it, because once you get into the records, you're speaking more into people, you're speaking more into people's lives on a day-to-day basis, and then you become a people's person. So, I mean, it's a fine line with that, and as well with the business side as well too. You got to be versatile and alignment on both. You got to have balance on both. Because you have artists that, you know, will just, you know, tap in into the music side, but still not having knowledge of the business, and then kind of be, you know, begotten on that side. So therefore you got to have the balance of that.
Right.
Now that you so have, you know, worked with those in the industry, even behind the scenes, how, I mean, because you're very senior in your sound, not only with that, but coming out with the body of work that you've been coming out with. I love your sound. I love your technique. How did you keep working on that in order to stay relevant? You know what I'm saying? Because your records that you've been putting out, you're doing is justice. You know what I'm saying? The record is not been overdone. They're not, you know, just need to be added to. It's just right. So it's like with the formula that you've been putting on, like what's the day-to-day basis on when you're working on a record like that, or on singles like that, if I can have it.
Okay, well, you know, as far obviously it's a single driven industry. People not putting together like albums per se until they putting together EPs. I mean, you know, the industry follows is a. I feel like the industry is a follower, not so much as a leader. You know, the industry itself, it follows trends and analytics, and that determines the direction of the whole industry, which I think is ludicrous. But outside of that, man, my formula has been basically to stay true to what feels good to me and my team as a rep, you know, in terms of music, like, you know, and focusing on R&B. Now, I can do all styles. I like pop. I listen to everything. I think you heard me playing a bunch of different things. I love you got to have an eclectic style of music in your mind and in your heart in order to find melody and inspiration. But R&B music is my focus. I will not abort the R&B mission. See, a lot of R&B artists like myself previously, we walked away from R&B and started doing pop music, trying to make money to feed our families, because that's what the industry channel funneled us towards, believing that's where we make our money. And we walked away from the genre, and that's why we're where we are, trying to get back caught up in terms of the mainstream respect that R&B used to have in the 90s and early 2000s. So, you know, I'm no longer willing to abort rhythm and blues again to sell. Now, I don't like the word sell out, because I don't think those cats were selling out. I think they were trying to level up. Because you have white boys winning Grammys and best new R&B artists. That ain't, I mean, no disrespect to those cats, because they did their thing. Go ahead.
About it. So I was about to say, I don't know if you just watched the verses where Swiss Beats called out. Called out JP. So it's just like, with artists like, you know, John B, or, you know what I'm saying, what have you, what do you think about, you know, even with, I think, Color Me Bad?
Yeah.
I think, you know what I'm saying, with artists like, you know, cats like those that we didn't, you know, gave life to be like, okay, yeah, it's okay to, you know, to sing our style or to be one of us. And how would you, you know what I'm saying? Because that was just like, you know, even with Vanilla Ice, you know what I'm saying, we came out to rap too. So it's been on that type of a level to where we gave passes, you know what I'm saying, to stuff like that. I mean, how did you feel for them to kind of take over, or to keep as like, I guess even with jazz too?
Well,
when it comes to that as well, I don't know. It's like we gave passes, but it's like, in a sense, it's still us. So if that, I don't know.
Well,
I think about it.
I think you gotta look at this, man. Music is a universal language, they say. So you can't really put a race. You can't put race on this music per se. If a white boy dope, he just dope. I ain't mad at a white boy that got talent and dope. Like Justin Timberlake to me is a beast. The only problem I have with Justin Timberlake is you can't 1 minute snatch Janet Jackson's bra and titty off. Sorry, take her stuff, show her boobs, and then walk away from rhythm and blues like you wasn't trying to appropriate it or at least benefit from it, man. And then you go from being don't be so quick to walk away to being a man in the woods with a brand boots. Come on, bro, make your decision.
Even with the arguments too, so it is like, I mean, it's been competition with us from the beginning to where I don't know if you've seen the movie Oh Brother Where Art Thou. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I love Oh Brother Where Art Thou, yeah.
So you get stuff like that to where, I mean, it's been history of us being followed after like that because of our talent, because of, where it started from. But it's like, all right, cool. Give us the credit though. Where you getting all this stuff from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And of course, I mean, in due time, I think that'll really give us the give and go. Because of course, Drake also said in the Grammys to where you really don't need it. If you got people in your neighborhood, your communities, in your city, really singing your lyrics, I mean, you already won. You already, you know what I'm saying, got the things that you need. And it's case in point too, where I just recently did an event to where I ended out on a great note, started on a great note and ended on a great note, to where when I'm hearing others hum the rhythm or the last song that I played, that means it was a great turnout. That means it's a memory. That means it's something, you know what I'm saying, you're going to remember once you come back to that day, or whoever that's playing the song is going to come back to, like, I was, you know what I'm saying, with a young man, or I was, dancing or whatever with someone. So, wanted to segue with the music that you're putting out. When you putting stuff like that together, are you making music for the people to where it's like, I want you to remember where you're going to be at once you hear it, when you turn it on?
I kind of like, it's funny that you asked that question, but I think it's like, I try not to think about that part of it. I focus on the record feeling good and every element of it being polished. Like, in order for an independent artist to compete with the other mainstream artists, your stuff got to be able to compete. It got to match. It got to be on that level, and sound and mixes and sonically and all of that stuff. And that's going to make the difference in where you go. So I just try to focus on the whole process. Once the record's done, I mean, the mix got to be right. Everything from intro to outro, and there's no guarantee that you're gonna get it right. You don't know that. Everybody think they know what a hit record sound like. I don't know. I've heard some garbage that ends up being hits.
There's money fun behind that as well, but politics. But that's what I'm saying, here and there. But I mean, when it when it comes down to it as well, how you working on your process of it. Most of the times where you don't want to put too much emphasis on it, so you kind of alleviate from just having it be organic, you know what I'm saying, have it be authentic to where, cool, it feels good, then it's definitely going to be like, okay, let's go ahead and push this. If it doesn't, you know what I'm saying, then don't really, put too much into it because it's going to feel forced. So I was blessed enough as well to, like, intern at a studio record label. Well, yeah, I guess it's a record label too as well, but to where just seeing the process of that, to where a lot of the artists, they'll put a little bit more emphasis onto like their work ethics into doing the process, and then they get frustrated. But if they just going in there free, they just going in there kind of just like, okay, well, I'm just not this that. Just, I just need to be in the studio. They're going in and like bang and knock it out within like 15, 30 minutes of it, have at least, a good three songs out of it, and they're good to go. Now, as well, you've been in the game for quite some time. You ever thought about the way that music is going, and the way that R&B is going as well? You ever thought about having your own school, or even building your own school platform?
That's a good question. I want to eventually get into teaching like or doing like I don't know. I don't know if the word teaching is appropriate. People think they know everything, so it's really hard to teach people
Right.
these because everybody think they know. You know, they go
But
on the
for
internet.
those that want, but for those that simply just like, man, I just need an avenue. I just need like something that's really real. I mean, because you got different schools, you know, out here
Yeah,
nowadays that you want the funds of it. I mean, that's fine. But for those that really, you know, want, you know what I'm saying, that type of work, you
yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Would love to do master classes or do to teach about the publishing and a lot of business related, music business related stuff. I'm already doing that anyway and giving it away free because to me,
Okay.
this stuff don't cost.
That's
It shouldn't cost nobody that look like me specifically
no
anything
doubt.
to get the information that's going to help them go to the next level or elevate their game. And that's just what drives me crazy when I see gatekeepers standing in the way between an artist's success and a couple of bucks. You know what I'm saying? Of information
Sure.
that can change their lives. I just give it away, man, and I get blessed back tenfold because I give. And that's what's most important nowadays, especially when you get older in life. You got to reach down. And as much as the younger generation seems a little stubborn and hard-headed, and not a lot of them really are, but I blame the parents. Let's let the mom and dad deal with that part. But as far as the business, they got to step into a whole nother realm. You can't walk into a music industry business and not listen. So, but the way you
Right.
get to listen is you have to have something to show them. You can't be talking a bunch
Right.
of crap and you walk around with no plaques and you walk around with no hits and you walk around with no streams.
Right.
They ain't listening. So, but it's
So
coming.
with that, how do you feel about artist development? How important do you feel that is?
My God, it's the most important lost art form in the industry. Artist development.
Mm-hmm.
That's my mantra. Artist development 101. I do it all the time. I'm always developing somebody, even as well as myself, consistently developing, getting better. I haven't arrived. I ain't got nowhere near arrived to the situation, but I've consistently worked, polish up my product, try to get better from videos to songs to graphics, everything. Consistently get better, man. You can't stay stagnant or complacent.
How do you have you found yourself in a in a bind of the sort, like stagnancy, I guess if that's the word, or just kind of like, you know, or a slow period, I guess is what that's saying.
Nah, man. I'm honestly just I got so much I want to do. Is just or you know what I mean. I got a lot
Yeah.
in the vault, man. I got a lot of music y'all haven't heard yet. I can't wait to release. I got videos, a lot of content coming, and I'm just gonna keep hitting them in the mouth, man. I'm independent, so I can do what I want to do. I'm gonna keep on doing it.
Hey, yes, sir. Now, like, you know, being independent right about now, especially in this pandemic era, how has it been? You know, how has the pandemic shaped your career so far since you've been independent?
Oh, the pandemic, you know, outside of those people that went through a lot, man, you know,
Mm-hmm.
God bless those that passed away and all that stuff, man. It ain't no game, man. This pandemic really devastated a lot of stuff. People still acting like it's over, but people lost lives, businesses, livelihoods, homes, foreclosed,
Yeah.
been a lot of bad stuff. So I don't want to gloat on that part of it, but I do respect that part. But my side of things, man, it's been a great thing for me. The pandemic was very essential in me
Right. Yes, sir.
what I'm doing now. So it was good to me because I took the opportunity. Everything that was going on when the pandemic hit, I was already doing this stuff, virtual videos, you know, my in studio stuff, and
Mm-hmm. Already.
I was already ready,
Yes,
man.
sir.
So now I'm even more polished with it and keep on going. So just being blessed, man, and staying humble with the reality that, you know, outside of the music, I'm just a regular dude. Just don't want to be bothered with the nonsense and the drama that people like to find themselves into. You know, all the negativity out there. We got enough negativity, man. And positivity don't mean being soapbox positive where you talking about a whole bunch of militant stuff. It just means being gracious, speaking to people with dignity, talking to people with a little courtesy, being respectful. Those things that's what I mean by that positivity. Just being a good person overall.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Oh, good to
I
happen.
had a call.
It's all good. I
I
got
had a call.
no problem.
All right. But yeah, I, I'm not quite sure if you wanna, start that from where you were, or we can kind
Oh,
of,
no, I just said it's just good. It's just good to be positive and care about people again, man. People got to get
yes,
back to
sir.
empathizing and giving a damn about another human being. To me, that's why I feel like the plight of the world is at right now. People don't care about each other no more. It's real difficult.
And not only that, but just being an upright person, being a just person, and I think that's what I was going to lead off to. Your character, having your character being tested. Um, how how do you think is your character be out of a good foundation to be from once you get where you need to go? It's not going to be rocky, like can you speak upon that? Because like once you get into a certain doorway in the industry, whoever you meet, whoever you talk to, you may never know who knows who. You know what I'm saying? So how is it, what I'm saying, that a person with a good character is being judged, and do you see a whole lot of it, or do you see just like it's so many, but it's got to be more pushed to the forefront, if that makes sense?
Well, I think you got some people. You got people that's not of good and have good intentions and motives, no matter what industry
Mm-hmm.
you're in. This industry is more prevalent in the
True.
music industry than any other industry because this is a narcissistic industry where we're focused on look at me, see me, I, my, me, and I. So it's a very selfish industry if you're not careful about how you see yourself. People
How do you
that lack
go?
self-esteem, right? People that lack self-esteem that finally start getting self-esteem or validation will lose their focus more often than people that are already stable in themselves. They already know who they are, believe in themselves, and not even and are confident. They will pretty much take that and know how to stay balanced with it because you got to be. But this industry is very full of all of that stuff. You're gonna deal with that, man. But I think rising above it is where you elevate yourself, where you don't do the thing. You go totally against the grain of what everybody else is doing. That's what I do. If I try to go do everything opposite of what most people do in the business, take care of your business up front, treat people with respect, empower the artists, do good business, be fair, don't be greedy. I try to go against all of that stuff because I've been through it as an artist, and that's why I can relate to independent artists and other artists coming up trying to do this thing. But the hardest thing is everybody's jaded, and when you're jaded, you can't see. When your vision is jaded, you cannot see past the foggy, jaded aspect of where you are in your mind. So you can't elevate yourself if your glasses are fucking, excuse me, if
Yep.
your glasses are
Yeah,
if your glasses are
yeah,
all dirty, you can't see, bruh. And that's the hardest
at
part
all.
dealing with these artists, man. They cannot see because they're too busy focused on what hurt them.
So like being the fact of like having people in the industry so cutthroat, so me my selfishness. How do you think that has been going on for so long and hasn't been like taken down? Because like plenty of artists was talking against it. I have been against it for so many odd years, but it's been hushed up. They've been shut up, or their work has been diminished, or as seen as those are not good guys, those are the nerds, or like those are the wannabes of us type of a thing. So like, how do you think is the industry been going on for, like that for so long? Why do you think?
I think because when you got to strip it all down, what is it all about? It's not about the music. It's about the money. So anything that pertains to capitalism is always going to create the other narrative.
Apple.
You know what I mean? So if everything's about money, It don't matter about the music, the other stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you, as I always will be. When you think about this industry, you don't hear about this little catty stuff with rock and pop and country artists. I mean, they have their spiffs and tips. You know, they have their issues, but not like we do.
Right.
You know, you don't hear about them you know, only in black music, hip hop and black in music and entertainment do you hear these kind of drama, negative stories that go on. I mean, they go on in other cultures and other genres, but I'm telling you, it's something about our people, and we still got the slave mentality and the crabs in the barrel mentality in the music industry. So why would it be any different, especially when you talk about music and entertainment? Because not only you're talking about money, you're talking about fame, you're talking about music, and you're talking about the benefits of it. And that's women, money, success, and privilege. Give that to a black person who ain't never had nothing. What do you think he gonna do with it?
He'll take off.
It creates that narrative. So that cycle of nonsense continues to go on. It's been going on since the beginning of music, of what we know to be music, especially R&B or they call race music at first back in the 20s and 30s. Where art thou? 30s and 20s and 30s. It was race music, and then it became and then elevated to whatever we're calling now urban. They keep on changing it, urban, R&B. You know, it's crazy.
Because I mean, with that being said, you don't have gospel without jazz. You can't have jazz without gospel. You can't have gospel without R&B. You can't have R&B without gospel and or jazz. Those are the main three genres that actually coexist within each other. You can't have one without the other because gospel is systemic from all three. Gospel is the foundation.
Right. Absolutely.
You have, artists that don't really have that knowledge into that. And they don't know how, even especially up to date, they try to pull back into the archives, but they don't go back into other archives where that, stems from. So I want to say once again, y'all, WeBreakRecords is want to give this a little plug. WeBreakRecords, this is an exclusive interview with St. Jaimz. I want you guys to like, subscribe, please share, go into our YouTube page as well. Also, St. Jaimz as well, throwback covers, EP, go check it out. Thank you guys as well for tuning in. Please, guys, stjaimz.com for all exclusive content and his also events too as well. I want to kind of segue into going into performing. Do you like to record or perform?
I like to record more so than perform, and here's why. Because it's like for me, the live stuff, people don't really want to put the time in to make a polished show. They want to kind of just put a track on and just know. I like the Motown concepts. I love the way the Michael Jackson, the Jackson 5 put their stuff together. I love the way Elvis, Frank Sinatra, them cats entertain. So if I can't entertain you, I'm not trying to get on the stage and just sing to some track that you're familiar with just to appease your need to see if I can, just to appease you to see if I can hit the notes that you hear on my record. I want to put on a real damn show. So that takes rehearsals.
Yes, sir.
It takes practice.
Yeah.
We talk about practice. We talk about practice. We talk about practice. Yes, so, people just don't get it. And these artists are not rehearsing. You can tell they're not putting in the time. They're not polishing up their shows. And it shows. That's why when they get on live, they're a hot mess on the Super Bowl. And they not dope. And I ain't gonna say no names on the Super Bowl on the weekends, but I'm just saying the weekends for the weekends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for real.
Yeah.
And then the auto-tune is ridiculous because you cannot simulate a computer sound with your natural vocal style, bro. I don't care what you put on the record.
Every now and then, you put a little sauce into it, then yeah. But if you overdoing it and you just not, you know what I'm saying, really.
No disrespect to those kids, man. That music is, some of that music's pretty cool and they do their thing. And I'm not trying to talk like an old cat. I'm just simply saying, I know some dope music when I hear it, young or old. So, but just remember, if you're going to perform live, you're going to find yourself sounding like crap, because even Chris Brown can't even match the stuff he does in the studio live. No way. Come on, man. And he one of the baddest in the game on R&B as far as what we know to R&B. I mean, you know, he's more pop now, Chris. You know, once you get that, him and Drake, they're at that level of pop. And all that means is popular. It don't mean white. It just means popular. More popular than the typical. So, yeah, I love performing, but I can't sing my ass off live. Don't get it twisted. It's just I want to make sure I give people the best that I can give them, and I want my show to be right. I want to make sure I'm vocally ready. Now, I'm in studio mode for the last 3 years. I've been in the booth getting beat up. A live version of the same songs requires sustaining stamina. You got to be in shape. You got to be working out. You got to have your wind. And then you got to be able to sing on, hit those notes and work. And that takes rehearsal. I'm not about to jump out there live until I've had a couple of months of some serious vocal work. Yeah. That's it. But I'm ready when I'm ready. Trust me, but on the drop of a dime, I'll hit them notes. I'll sing that shit. But what I'm not going to do is embarrass myself live, singing my shit live, or be, and then you're like, oh, that note wasn't good. Because, you know, I want to be ready. Preparation, bro.
So do you when you're doing your performance, do you perform with the vocals or do you perform without the vocal tracks? Because some I've heard, you know what I'm saying, lately they perform with the vocal tracks, some don't. I prefer without the vocal tracks to hear. Because then of course you know I do.
Well, you know what? It depends. Well, you want your vocals, but for me, I would rather have a band and some singers all day. I mean, that's it. A live band. I don't care if it's a 2 or 3 piece band, a bass guitar, and a keyboard, huh?
You play instruments or no?
No, I don't play instruments, but I can sequence a little, and what I do best is I know how to utilize musicians that are dope. Why would I reinvent the wheel? Now, if I had the skills to do that, I would be playing my own stuff. But don't get it twisted. I know what I want. I can hear stuff, and I know how to basically put it together. And I take the musicians and I utilize their talent, and then I make my records write and arrange, and I do the vocals. That's what Quincy Jones does. That's what Diddy did. That's what a lot of major producers do. They don't sit there and sequence them drums and do all they got. Hey, Timberland, give me this dope drum track, Tim. Tim sends the drum track over. He say, oh, let me holler at Rodney Jerkins. Jerkins, give me these keys. I need the boom. Rodney send over the keys, and then somebody play the bass, somebody play the guitar, and now I'm the producer of that stuff. But I utilize my friends who got the talent and stay in their lane, and I make hits. That's what I do.
A one bad man with the master plan. Yes, sir. Not only just that, but I mean, you do play instruments. Your voice is an instrument. You do sing. I myself, I sing a little bit as well, and I play the alto sax. So
okay, that's what's up, man. Sax. I have to see what's up with this. I need a sax on some occasion. I might have to holler at you, boy.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, it's all good.
You got a question here. Okay. You got a question here from someone. Pretty good question.
Can you strengthen the vocal cords by simply singing? Can you strengthen your vocal cords by simply singing? That's a good question.
That's a good question. Yes, it's a muscle. It's like exercising. So the more you work on your vocal and singing, the better, stronger you get, and the better, and they become. It's like working out on a muscle. You keep working on them arms, you're gonna have some guns. Same thing with the vocals. Keep singing, and then of course there's exercises and vocal exercises, and there's techniques you can use, and they got all kinds of stuff on the internet, man. No reason for you can go on YouTube or Google and get vocal coaching. You don't have to do nothing these days. Everything's on the internet, man. No excuses.
So have you done any vocal lessons? Have you given out any vocal lessons, or have you taken any vocal lessons when you're actually progressing in your musical career?
Over the years, I had probably 1 or 2 vocal coaches. believe it or not, Lena McLean was R. Kelly's music teacher out in Chicago. I'm from Chicago originally.
Okay.
Yeah, so Lena McLean, she was on that documentary. I think she kind of interviewed on that documentary that Kells had on him, surviving our stuff, man. But yeah, so we had the same vocal coach. So she taught me, and she was really excellent, man. But she basically told me that I needed to work on breathing, and she taught me some vocal techniques. But she told me as a vocalist, as a raw singer, just to keep singing, and the more I kept singing, the better I would be getting, polished I would get, and that was pretty much really good sound advice, man. And that's what I took from her. But she was excellent, man, with her methods and how she did it, man. So I had a little vocal coaching, nothing major or extensive, but I'm proud to say I was tutelage. She's a great teacher, man.
As far as with writing as well, I mean, when did you start writing? At what age?
Oh, man, I've been writing songs since I was a kid. You know, when you're young and poor, you create, we can find toys, make toys out of anything. We find stuff to do. When you're living in the hood, you growing up poor, nothing, man. You make up songs, man. We be singing about anything, man.
Yeah.
McDonald's, toothbrushes, toilet paper, whatever you want to sing. I started writing songs since I was a kid, man. Just poetry, and I should be a real good poet too. I used to write a lot of poetry slam type stuff, man. That's where I got a lot of my skills from, writing that poetry, man, and the spoken word.
Did you do like a whole lot of cover tracks for artists in the industry or whatnot?
No, I've been done a lot of cover records for people in the industry, but I have worked with some people in the industry, man. And I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to doing it again. My goal right now is to work with a lot of throwback R&B artists that need a hit record. And I'm telling them right now, if you're searching for that next record to bring you back to a little bit of relevance, I'm that guy. My team, we ready to work. So, you know, huh?
So there you go. Now go ahead and plug yourself in, man.
That's what's up. I'm that guy, man. My team. If you listen to what I'm doing, I've cut records on some other industry cats that had deals and sold major records before. I work with a few names, you know, but people, I'm relatively still building my name, and I get that, and so people still want to go with the people they think got the names, and then they want to pay all this money and go through all of that, and then, you know, and I'm still not impressed with a lot of the stuff I'm hearing, even though these cats got names. I want to hear. Give back. Don't try to be, if you're doing classic R&B, don't try to do trap soul at 50, 60. That ain't gonna work.
Right.
You know, you got to go back to the sound that makes you famous, huh?
But I'm gonna tell you, like, some of the artists who do, you know, those type of renditions. There are a few young artists. I can name Kevin Ross. Was, you know, one of those type of guys. He actually did a rendition of Andre 3000's Prototype. Now that's still kind of not necessarily considered a R&B classic, but it's like a actual classic of, we know, from a rap artist to actually do, and for Kevin Ross to actually do his own R&B rendition of it. I mean, it was so smooth.
Oh man, send me that. Send me that.
Oh yeah.
DM me that link or whatever. I can check that record out. I want to hear that, man.
I tell you, man, brother did the same, man.
That's what's up. That's what's
up. Now, also too, as well, when you hear other artists, you know, try to, you know, do other renditions of different songs, like, do you be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna, you know, not do the exact same one, but do something that's kind of, you know, similar in the same era, or in the same, like, okay, I want to, you know, just give me an inspiration. Let me go ahead and see how I can flip this one right quick. Just like one of my favorites.
Right.
Going to a booth, you know what I'm saying? Do something like that.
I love, man, the Throwback to Covers Volume 1, you hear the word Volume 1, right? Which means there's going to be a Volume 2. So I'm working on it right now. Volume 2. I'm working on Volume 2 right now. I'm coming back with some records that people haven't touched. I usually go do my research first to see who touched them. If anybody major that's got chops, I know it's dope. Yeah. I ain't after them. No, I stay in my lane, bro. So, but yeah.
Nah, but I like.
Good.
No, I just saying I like that, because it's like, once I start to, I do a lot of remixes as well. I like to do stuff that people hadn't even heard yet, even
Right.
thinking or have heard but just hadn't heard enough of it, or in a different limelight. Just like from like a few of your titles, just by looking at them, like who do you love, by you know what I'm saying, like yo, who do you love? Oh, you so like just like man, yo, but that's timeless. So it's like you did it justice. So
Thank
I
you.
appreciate you for hitting that as a home run on that one as well. And it's just like looking at the titles. I mean, I can definitely tell that it was very thought of. It was just like, okay, I gotta have the people that you like. I need to click on this. On certain titles, or certain artists, I'm like, yeah, I'm not listening. Like, huh? It's just like stuff like
Hey,
that, man. I'd be like,
hey,
man, all right.
I'm just blessed to be able to do it because not everybody gonna receive it. Not everybody like what I'm doing, man. Some people like, why he touched that? Why he touched that's why he Bobby Brown? That's Bobby Brown record. I've had all kinds of. I don't give a damn. The reality is, during this pandemic, that music was needed and still is. So I just felt good about it, and it's doing its thing. Over 2 million streams and counting. I have 2,030,000 some by the way, and we still building. And I got a volume. And one number one indie soul record with Being Gentle, and Baby Come Back. I mean, Baby Come to Me is number 2 on the indie soul chart. Hopefully, we're gonna hit the 1 spot this Sunday. We're not sure, but I might have 2 number 1 indie soul records on that EP, bro. That's somebody else's music redoing it.
Y'all gonna get that right now. We break records. St. Jaimz, y'all gonna get that. Y'all request that wherever you are. Y'all gonna get that wherever you are. Y'all gonna check this out. When I tell you guys, this is not only the R&B music that we normally just need, but it'll give you a place to where it's like you can just be washing your dishes and you don't have to just stop nothing.
Right.
You just be in your car. You gotta press, pause, no nothing. Straight through it, man. You already heard it. Volume 1 is out. Volume 2 is getting ready to be worked on. St. Jaimz, we appreciate it. When you are currently making this right about now, like you're, making your music, you just like, okay, I want to outdo what I just heard, but I don't want to do too much where it's like, okay, I can even have a part 3.
I'm just gonna take it. I'm gonna see how the people speak. I try to listen to the people, because that's really what. Once you get past yourself and what you want to do, the people speak. Let the data, the analytics, the people, the likes, the shares, the response, that would determine how I maneuver in certain aspects of this type of music. But I got a lot of original stuff that just on the same level, that's going to be classic stuff that once people get to know who I am and my own original sound, they're going to appreciate when I do those cover records, because they know that I'm not out here just playing around, and that's not all I can do is remake somebody else's record. I make classics on my own, and I'm looking forward to introducing a lot more of my original music to the people, and that's the goal. So my goal is to eventually get away from the cover thing, but don't get it twisted. I can take a record and make it real dope. So my attitude is when somebody wants to cover a record, then I'm the guy to come to cover it. But also I make original hits too. So, and that's the thing, keep it popping.
And by your renditions of these cover songs, just by you actually your composing and your lyrics, I mean, I can hear for myself. You can, put those into original formality. So This is definitely, true and authentic to where, I mean, St. Jaimz, man, his artistry is not questionable. I can hear throughout, seeing his traditions through, the cover songs of, his EP right about now. So I kid you not. WeBreakRecords, y'all hear it first. St. Jaimz, y'all hear it right about now. I just want to say thank you again.
Thank you, sir.
In. And I appreciate for you just inviting me to your world and to your live. I have fun. I enjoy it. Every moment I get, time to spend with you on that, man. You've been appearing on 97.9. I saw you appear on that as well. That was a dope interview with that
man.
brother.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And do you have anything else that's coming out right about now other than your EP?
Well, my bad.
You good? Did we lose you? Uh-oh. You might have to come back on. Sorry, people. Sorry, people. Let's see. Let me get him back on. Give me a second. Sorry about that, y'all. Had a little technical difficulties. Let's see. See if we can get him back on. Thank you guys for tuning in, man.
Hey, hold your hand out. Hey, hold your hand out. I got to give up my cool points. Here they go. Here.
Hey. Appreciate you, Doc. Appreciate you, Doc, man.
My cool points is just gone right now. So I just shake them. I'm shaking them up right now. Here you go, my brother. All of them.
Appreciate you, man.
That's what's up. Yeah, man. I got a lot of stuff coming out, man. I got other artists under my independent label, Household Name Entertainment. You're gonna be hearing more about that. You know, I got an independent label where I'm introducing independent artists. I'm partnering with independent artists. I'm not signing label deals. Ain't nobody trying to control people's narrative and outcome. I just want to partner with people and collectively put out great music, man, and keep doing what I'm doing, but elevate other people and pull people up with me without hurting myself. The biggest problem with sacrifice is it's okay to sacrifice things, but to self-sacrifice. It's okay to self-sacrifice, but never sacrifice yourself to help other people. Always self-sacrifice. That's when you put your seatbelt on, put your mask on first, but then you reach out and help somebody else while you're doing it. That's the difference.
I appreciate that. Wise words like Jaimz. Here first, WeBreakRecords, St. Jaimz. We appreciate that, my brother. Man, this has been a great talk. This has been a great interview. I appreciate all the vibes. I appreciate everything that you've been tapping in with us on WeBreakRecords. St. Jaimz Throwback Covers Editions, Volume 1.
Yes.
Volume 2 is on this. I appreciate it, man. I don't know what else to do.
Hey, anything you need, man, holler at me, man. Send me that record that you was talking about.
I will.
Okay. And hey, stay in touch with me if you need anything, whatever, man. I'm here. Real talk. I ain't just saying that because we in an interview. I mean it, man. So if you ever want to reach out to me, need something, holler at me, man. It's all good.
Likewise. Thank you, my brother. You hear once again, WeBreakRecords, St. Jaimz. Go tap in, go holler at this brother, man.
Yes, sir.
Go holler at y'all later.
Hey, request Baby Come to Me on all digital radio stations, on your local digital online station. Baby Come to Me is close to the #1 indie soul record. I need support. I need y'all to push that record. I'm old school with my promotions. I believe in contacting them, talking their ass,
yes, sir.
Boxing them, requesting the record. Hey, artists ain't doing that, and them stations don't know what to do because they ain't used to that kind of traction and traffic.
Right.
Want to do? Hit their ass up.
There you go. Hit them up, man. Request it, man. Get in inbox, get in their DM. Y'all go holler at the radio station. Y'all go tap in. Hit them up, man.
Hit them up.
Hit them up, y'all.
That's what's up. Thank you, man. Fact. Appreciate you, brother.
Ain't no doubt. Blessings.
Thank you, everybody that chimed in. Appreciate everybody chiming in. Thank you so much. All right.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, once again, we thank y'all. Live in set with DJ FullAffect. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, for tuning in each and every Friday. This is just my second exclusive interview. Last week I had Breeze to Vinci from One Up Records. This week is St. Jaimz. Next week, may never know what I'm going to get into tapping into. May have another mix show as well. So, y'all stay tuned. This is your boy DJ FullAffect live on it. Signing off. Blessings.